What's a fact you learned way too late in life that blew your mind? Other people are just like me on the inside of their mind. They make no sense and can do things without any reason behind them that aren't affected by my behavior at all. Someone can be in a bad mood and there can be no reason for it and nothing I can say to change it. This hit me at like I'm ashamed to admit it, 22 years old also. I was fucking flawed. It sounds stupid, but it was such a profound epiphany. I never thought of myself as self-centered before I accepted all this. But now I can see when I was younger I thought I controlled everything. I always thought all cancer was just a blob. So lung cancer, blob in lung. Brain cancer, blob in brain. Etc., etc. It never occurred to me that they were actually lung or bone or liver cells spreading around. Anyway, I then realized that if a person had breast cancer and it was in their brain, they literally had pubes on the brain, and I snorted, then put myself in timeout since that's absolutely awful. Being charismatic, in the sense of getting people to like and trust you as a person, has much more to do with being a good, active listener and much less to do with being endlessly entertaining. It's more about what you hear and how you respond than what you just open with and say. Discovered that breakfast literally means breaking the fast from the night before. Felt like I should have realized this sooner, but it completely blew my mind when it clicked. It's like every morning is a mini celebration of making it to another day. It didn't come up often, so I never embarrassed myself on this one. That I learned at 35 that the word drown 100 means that you died from it. I thought you could drown and be revived in certain circumstances. No wonder Mum never came back. I didn't realize Blink 180 had two singers until Matt Skiba came on for a few albums. I was 8 when Enema of the State came out. I guess I just never paid attention. Mark and Tom sound very different, so not sure how I didn't notice. This seems trivial, but it still blew my mind. Love really works best when it's mutual. It doesn't always have to be equal. But if the love is only coming from one side, it's not really good for anyone in the end. How your seemingly very capable, perfectly logical parents can suddenly start to decline very quickly and become difficult, suspicious people who are clearly suffering but are very hard to help. There's no point in arguing with people online. They're always just waiting for their turn to type talk, and it rarely ends cordially. Just disagree. Have the thought, then move on. Paprika comes from bell peppers. Then went down a rabbit hole and found out it was also used to feed flamingos to keep their color. Originated in southern Mexico, haha. I didn't learn this till I was like 15, 16. But the fact that elk are a different species than deer. I live in Montana and should know this. I thought elk were male deer. When I was 12, I was on a road trip and my mum saw ponies out the window. And until that point, I thought that ponies were made-up creatures from fairy tales lore. I used to think that having facts and logic on your side will automatically convince someone their argument is incorrect, but boy was I wrong. You will face scrutiny and hatred regardless of what you decide to do. So you might as well spend your time doing what you want. That the pose and song and skinny bop is not just nonsense syllables, but rather about nailing a plus-sized lady. 30 of Americans, fellow countrymen, are shithole racists who would support Russia over their own democracy. That the Mormon church wasn't true. I got out in my early 20s, but still too long to put up with that. Baby powder cornstarch sprinkled on your skin after the beach lets you brush the sand off effortlessly. Blink 182's album titled Take Off Your Pants and Jacket is an innuendo. I was 23 when I realized that other people's opinions of what I do with my free time literally do not matter in the slightest. To properly blow your nose when you have a cold, you need to relax your sinuses as you blow. Being good at your job means nothing. Advertise your skills and move on to high-paying positions. Jojoba is Spanish, and I pronounced it like an idiot far longer than anyone should have let me. You can't make someone like you, and if you try it will probably make them like you less. There are no earthbound telescopes powerful enough to see people standing on the moon. Storing berries in glass jars makes them last exceptionally longer in your fridge. You can buy a cake anytime. It doesn't have to be for a birthday. Nobody checks. That leaving grape juice for a year in my closet doesn't mean it turns into wine. Nothing in life is pure black or white. Everything is a certain shade of grey. Those tiny drumsticks you get with chicken wings are also chicken wings. Twinkle Twinkle Little Star and Happy Birthday are sung to the same tune. Turtles can breathe through their butts. Yeah, seriously. Mind blown. The Las Vegas Strip is not actually located in the city of Las Vegas. Narcissists are everywhere, a blight and cancer on the human race. Finances, like how loans, debt, and credit ratings really work. I'm so good at being me that I wouldn't want to be anybody else.